Good morning. We are here live at the Genzio Media House here at ETHDENVER, and I'm sitting with Aliyah Redding, the co-founder of Teens4LA, which is an initiative by Another Awesome Day.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, how are we doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm super happy to be here, Gabriel. Yeah,
Likewise. I met you yesterday. We had a chance to talk a
we
little bit
did.
about what you're doing, and I'm happy we're doing the podcast today.
Me too.
So tell me a little bit about your background and what got you to start this initiative.
Sure. So, for context, Teens4LA is a youth-led initiative. So, we're using a Web3 enabled platform to raise money for students and young people affected by the fires in LA. So, I actually live in Central California right now, but I used to live in the Palisades, in the area that was directly affected by the fire. So, my old high school, my old church where I went to my scout camps. I'm an Eagle Scout, and so really my entire community I saw like being destroyed over only a couple of days last month. And so instantly I wanted to do something and take action immediately. So partnering with Another Awesome Day, which is a nonprofit focused on youth mental health resources, wellness programming, suicide awareness, and prevention, we've been able to utilize a lot of Web3 resources and enable support very rapidly.
That's great. So you had this idea, you wanted to raise awareness, you wanted to help out, and so you just went straight to Another Awesome Day.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
So I'm currently interning and have worked at IP3, which is an entertainment and media company within the Web3 space for a while. So they actually set me up with a connection to Another Awesome Day. But at IP3, I do a lot of digital product design, stuff like that.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you guys ended up launching a token,
That's correct.
an NFT.
Yeah.
So tell us about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So in our initial campaigning, we raised 20K just from direct fundraising. However, then we released Art for LA, which was an NFT collection partnering 34 different iconic blue chip NFT projects, including like Bored Ape Yacht Club, including Pudgy Penguins, and a bunch more.
Wow.
And so all coming together to create kind of derivative NFTs inspired by LA and our organization, Teens4LA. So we've relaunched the collection specifically for ETHDENVER, and again, this has raised over 30K now, which has been super impressive just in the last month, and I'm really happy about it. And so the initiative and especially the project with the NFT collection is gaining a lot of traction.
That is so cool. And first of all, you're 18 years old, right?
That's correct. I'm a senior in high school.
Wow. Oh, you're in high school. Wow. Good for you. That's amazing. So were you around when all these NFTs were you involved in kind of keeping your eye on when all these big blue chip NFTs were kind of coming up in like 2021?
Yeah. So I was in 8th grade over COVID during 2020, 2021.
Okay.
And so it really was, kind of an interesting space to be stuck at home and then wanting to learn more about computer science, about programming and stuff, which I was really interested at the time, still am. But, and so that kind of directly corresponded then into blockchain and that emerging technology. So really, I feel like for me, it was a natural progression.
That is so fascinating. So, wow, I have so many questions, but tell me, how does one get a hold of one of these NFTs?
Absolutely. Okay, so there's Teens4LA. So this is one of the Pudgy Penguins. I'm not sure if you could see, but we're minting for 0.08 ETH, which I believe is about $25 right now. But it's all on our website. So Teens4LA, Teens, for the number 4, LA.org. So that's where you can find us.
And that money goes directly to the nonprofit.
That's correct. So again, it's wired through Another Awesome Day, which is a 501c3 nonprofit. So it's all tax deductible and it goes towards a good cause.
That's fascinating. I mean, you got me in. Hold me accountable to it. I'll get one of those. Okay, and so tell me a little bit, but just I'm curious about the IP. So I know you're working with these blue chips.
Yeah, absolutely.
How does that work? Does the user get any benefits from that? Is it just cool?
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely like inspired from those projects. And so we're using IP from like collectors and borrowing that. So it's all permission and everything, but this is, a separate project.
Super cool.
We're trying to be inspired by buy current NFTs in those communities and those collections, and kind of reimagining that through the Teens4LA landscape.
Amazing.
Yeah,
And so I know, so this is very LA centric.
that's true. Yeah,
And you guys have collaborated kind of with different universities.
that's true. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. Well, initially we started just with a couple of schools. I mean, it was me and my co-founder in Pasadena, but now we're expanding. So we've already been reaching out to UCLA, and we want to do wellness programming there, as well as creating different digital infrastructure on that campus. And so hopefully eventually it becomes like a statewide, if not nationwide, initiative to create these resources for disaster relief. Our long-term goal is to build more, resilient communities in the face of natural disaster as well as just general disaster.
Okay. So if you're at UCLA, directly helps you guys, directly helps your community, get involved.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Well, Aliyah, I really appreciate you taking the time.
I appreciate
This was great. And I'm excited to see what you're going to do next.
I'm excited for the rest of ETHDENVER, and I'm really excited about this project. So again, teens4la.org.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Aliyah, that's
thank you.
great.
All right.
Brought to you by Hedera and Foresight Ventures.
Hey, what's up?
But it's not something Genzio is afraid of.
If you want to survive, you got to build a hive.
You know we do not understand that we need more hive. Ladies and gentlemen,
We're back at the Genzio Media House.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining us today.